you choose to come to China, right? And experiencing China is part of the reason why you come. I hope so, not just for the money.
Right.
All of us make that mistake. We tend to say, what I know, what I do is better.
Right.
How come they're that way? How come they act so weird? So if you just keep an open mind and look for the reasons of why people act differently from you, it makes life easy. Like one simple example, I had my foreign staff come to me, complained, very little incident, okay? You know, when people go on trips in China, wherever they go in China or overseas, they come back to the office, they bring back snacks, all kinds of snacks and local specialties, and set in the office. So I had one manager complaining to me, going, I don't understand that at all. If I'm traveling for business, I'm busy enough already for client meetings and everything, but why do everybody expect that I have to pick up some snacks in the airport or whatever and bring back? And he goes, first of all, who eats duck neck in the office? After he's here for a little longer, he sees that this is actually a way of connecting with others. I mean, Chinese people wanted to have, in our culture, I mean, if this is there, people first feel that you are considerate, right? Second, it's a conversation starting point. Where have you been? Oh, you went to that place. So it's a way of getting a bit more establishing relationship with people.
You can tell him that you don't like the duck, and that's okay.
Right.
Sorry, or the duck neck, just buy chocolate, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think before he left China, his assignment ended. He left China. He thought, okay, it's common for people to say, do a little goodbye, afternoon tea break and whatever. Guess what he ordered for everybody? Not cake, not tea, not none of the Western stuff. He went and get the Shanghainese, the meat pies, very Chinese thing. But he thought that was a gesture to show that he also learned and figure out what the majority would like.
So I guess this is a critical question for us, for our program, because we talk about culture matters and we try to bring out the very big differences between the different cultures. But essentially, is there really a Chinese way or is there really a Western way?
By the end of the day, when we look at our workplaces in China nowadays, it has evolved from what it was 30 years ago. And if we look at what we have in terms of business operation, business structure, it's pretty much adapted from Western world in the past 30 years. So especially the generations of Chinese who have been operating under this business structure, we have been very much adapting to the Western way or Western culture, at least in the workplace.
Right.
The management start to be more conscious and integrate the Chinese element of the culture into their own behavior.
Right.
They also learn to present and receive the business cards with both hands. They also know how to sit around a round table in the dining.
And how to receive and decline drinks.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's great. Well, that brings to the end of our show today. I guess it's to try the true balance between, while in China do what the Chinese do, but at the same time maintain your integrity and your cultural characteristics and identity. And perhaps we're moving more towards a global culture. It's not just the East and the West divide or the China versus America or something like that. And I hope that, we'll have more shows that define, help you see these global standards and we can participate together. So thank you very much for today and thank you for our guests. See you next week.
In the Chinese history, there wasn't a really hospitality concept.
I look at myself as purely as a Chinese, but actually culturally I have moved away from the center of the Chinese culture.
Any suggestions for people who are contemplating if they should go back home or stay overseas?
People have to follow their heart.
The overseas Chinese employee would much earlier go to their senior managers and question certain issues